What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the best basketball shoes for your position, in my opinion, as a pro basketball player. Before we get into the list, it's very important to keep in mind that every shoe can be worn for every position, and it comes down to playstyle more than it comes down to position. However, of course, there's shoes that are more suited for guard-like playstyles, and then there's shoes that are more suited for big guy-like playstyles. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's get straight into it and start with the best shoes for point guards. The first pair or pairs are going to be the ANTA Kai 3 and the ANTA Kai 2. The reason I put both shoes here is that both are perfectly suitable for guard-like playstyles, of course for Kyrie-like playstyles, but the Kai 2 is very low to the ground and has a very subtle cushioning setup, and the Kai 3 overall has way more comfort, way more padding, and a thicker cushioning setup. You can already see that the midsole just has more foam in there. So again, this comes down to preferences more than it comes down to the position. Are you a very quick and nimble guard who's very shifty and who wants a very low to the ground setup, or are you very shifty and want more impact protection? The rest of the performance is very similar. Both have very good traction performance. The Kai 2 is slightly more durable for outdoors. The retail price is essentially the same, and I have an affiliate link for ANTA in the description box down below. Also, for almost every other brand in this video, there's going to be an affiliate link or code in the box down below, and it would greatly support me if you'd purchase through that link. I said already, the materials here are a little bit more comfortable. There's more padding. Here it's a little bit more stiff and they take slightly longer to break in. The fit here is better for narrow footers. The fit on the Kai 3 is better for wide footers, and the support features are excellent on both shoes. A highlight for sure is the carbon fiber shank plate we have here on the Kai 3. The next pair I want to talk about for point guards is the Nike Ja 3. They're also really fun to play and have a very good performing traction setup. However, you need to be careful that the translucent outsole picks up more dust than the solid rubber outsoles. They're not durable enough for outdoors. The retail price is at $125, which is also great, especially since the design and the colorways are just 10 out of 10 in my personal opinion. The cushioning setup is what makes these truly great. Full length Zoom X, so much compression in the heel, not too high off the ground in the forefoot, which is very important for guards in my opinion, so you can get off a jump shot and be nice and stable, or have a nice and stable base. One thing that concerns people here are the supportive features. In my opinion, they are good to go. You've got a shank plate and a heel counter. The lacing system also works. One thing you gotta watch out for is the fit. These are very narrow. The one thing that's not as supportive as I would like are the materials. They're a little bit too soft to keep your foot on the footbed. So if you're a very big or strong guard who puts a lot of force into their shoes, there's definitely better options on this list, for especially in the shooting guard and small forward category. Now the last pair I want to talk about for point guards is the regular 808-5 Ultra from Way of Weight. An amazing performer, retail around 140 euros or dollars. As I said, affiliate link in the description box down below. Traction performance, very good. Not as durable as you would think, but what's really nice is that you've got a carbon fiber shank plate. You've got even a carbon fiber accent here in the heel. And what is really nice about the regular version is that the materials are very thin and soft, and definitely the performance highlight is the full length Super Boom drop-in midsole. So your foot sits straight on there and it's really damn comfortable. Very bouncy as well, and good impact protection while still not being too high off the ground. And for 140, you really can't ask for much more from a basketball shoe. So these are definitely one of the best shoes for guards on the market. For shooting guards, the first pair I want to talk about is the Adidas Dawn Issue 7. These were my best basketball shoe of 2025, and they're still amazing in 2026. For a quick comparison, if you had the Nike Book 1, these are very similar. They kind of also remind me of the Nike Kobe 4, which you can see here in the background, because we have very reliable traction performance, a thick slab of Light Strike Pro in the heel, a thinner slab in the forefoot. So yet again, great impact protection in the heel while being lower to the ground and stable in the forefoot. And what makes these actually kind of better in certain categories than the Kobe 4 is the overall comfort. There's just so much padding in the shoe, and the support features are also very good. All that for a retail price of 120 euros or dollars is pretty amazing in my opinion. One downside to the shoe is that the breathability is absolutely terrible. There's just so many layers of synthetic materials in the forefoot, which make for a lot of comfort, but the air just gets trapped inside. The zipper doesn't really do anything for support. You can have it open or closed. Ventilation is slightly better if it's open. Another nice thing is these are also good for wide footers. I recommend going true to size or half size up if you have extremely wide feet. Now the best shoe of 2026 the Way of Weight 12, one of my all-time favorite basketball shoes, just such an amazing performer. They have a full-length GCU traction pattern, and at first glance you might think that a pattern is actually not good or it won't perform well because it's so shallow and so thin, but it has one of the best bites I have ever experienced on a basketball shoe. A very loud squeak as well, not that that's important for performance, but the grip itself is absolutely phenomenal and amazing. The cushioning setup, exactly the same, full-length super boom, a carbon fiber plate in there as well, so great supportive features as well. And the materials are also very nice, thin yet supportive. So overall, this really is one of my favorite shoes and always in my shoe rotation. The one downside is that they are very expensive, around 200 euros or dollars. And before I forget, the fit is actually decent for wide footers as well. You can even go up half a size if you have extremely wide feet. And now the third pair for shooting guards is going to be the Joker 2 GT. I don't have them here with me, they're in the locker room, but also similar to the Way of Weight 12, a similar feel, just slightly different in terms of fit and the cushioning. Slightly more bounce in my opinion, slightly less impact protection. I already really enjoyed the regular Joker 2s, and I would recommend those for you also if you're a guard. If you have wider feet, they are one of the most comfortable shoes for my extremely wide midfoot. And as I said in the beginning of the video, any shoe can be worn for any position anyways. The materials are a little bit plasticky at first, that's why I also like the Way of Weight 12 slightly more, but they do break in nicely. The first pair for small forwards is the 808 5 Ultra Volume 2s. I showed you the regular 808 5s already, and the reason why these are better for forwards is that they're more supportive. Essentially, that's the main difference between the regular and the V2. The materials are reinforced and just a little bit thicker. So yes, they do take longer to break in, but the support just is better because there's more material keeping your foot on the footbed. Everything else is pretty much the same as with the regulars. But the outsole is slightly more durable from my experience and also from the feedback I got from followers or from my community. Full-length super boom drop in midsole, great supportive features as I said, just an amazing performer and really nice colorways. Retail price is also the same, which is great. The fit also stayed the same. The next pair I have on the list is from Adidas yet again, as we have the Adidas Harden Volume 10, another really good looking basketball shoe that also has good performance. Traction performance is very similar. In general, the whole shoe is very similar to the Harden Volume 9. If you had those, you'll definitely enjoy these as well. They managed to cut a little bit of excess weight and material, so they're slightly lighter and feel a little bit lighter on foot. But this is also one of the most supportive basketball shoes you can get on the market. Amazing lockdown. We've got an Adidas X-shaped shank plate. We've got a heel counter, and the materials are just also very thick and sturdy. So your foot is going absolutely nowhere. If you need a lot of support, these are amazing. Mentioned the traction performance. The cushioning is also pretty much the same as on the Harden Volume 9. Definitely less cushioning than on the 808 5 Ultra. So if you want an overall lower to the ground ride and a very supportive shoe, make sure to go for the Harden 10s. Fit, I would recommend going true to size to your Adidas size, and your retail price is slightly higher than the other shoes on this list at around 160 euros or dollars. And the last pair for small forwards is going to be from Way of Weight yet again, as I have the All City 14. In my opinion, there's just no beating these shoes in terms of value for money, or in general beating Way of Weight shoes in terms of value for money. You get 3 different cushioning setups here in this shoe, as we have boom, super boom, and then light foam ultra in the heel, which is just insane if you're only paying 140 euros or dollars. Just compare it to brands like Nike or Adidas, where you have to pay 160 or 200 to get like a premium cushioning setup like Zoom Stroller, which yes is very nice. But if you head over to Way of Weight, you can get even more cushioning, even better technology for less money. So that's also why there's so many shoes from overseas or Asian brands on this list, and less shoes from Nike and Adidas or traditional basketball shoe brands, if you want to say it like that. The traction performance is also very good. You can definitely wear them outdoors. I just get a solid rubber colorway. The materials and the fit are what I don't like as much about them, as they are fully synthetic, which is cool, but they take some time to break in, especially those plasticky parts here on the side, kind of like outrigger things here. They press into your foot a little bit as well, so if you have wider feet, these are maybe not the best option for you. In general, Way of Weight is more narrow, Way of Weight 12 being the exception. So that's what I don't like as much about them, but the support features are also very good again. We've got a Euro plate and then a second shank plate to provide good torsional support. For power forwards, I can recommend the New Balance Fresh Foam BB Volume 3, also a great looking pair, especially in this pink colorway. And the Encore performance is also top tier, my favorite performer for sure for power forwards. Traction performance, insanely loud squeak and insanely good bite. Wave-like traction pattern grips the court extremely well, also not really that many issues with dustier courts, and the cushioning setup is a highlight. Overall, a really comfortable shoe, and the dual density Fresh Foam X setup definitely helps that. A lot of compression in the heel, decent compression in the forefoot. You're higher off the ground now, of course, than with the other shoes on this list, because I prioritize cushioning and support the bigger the player gets. So just in my opinion, that would be logical for a bigger guy to need more cushioning and more support. And speaking of support, the support features are also very good. You can see it's kind of disconnected outsole with a shank plate or shank piece going up here on the side of the shoe, similar to the Dawn Issue 7. And the materials are also very comfortable, a lot of padding. So really a great pair. I think retail price is around 140 or 150. I'm not 100% sure. The next pair I can recommend is the Nike Freak 7 if you play on relatively clean courts, because unfortunately traction performance is very inconsistent and you need to wipe a lot. But if you're on cleaner courts, the shoe itself is very comfortable, has decent support even though there's no shank plate in there, which is a shame as it's the fourth shoe in the Giannis line. We never had a good shank plate there in the middle. But the lacing system works well. There is a heel counter, and I actually enjoyed the shoe in terms of comfort and just feel on foot. Maybe use it as a practice shoe or for like a beater shoe, and then have a more premium shoe for your game day if you have that kind of money to get two pairs. If not, I'd get another pair on this list for sure, as it's a good shoe but not one of the best. Just I struggle a little bit with finding shoes for bigger players because I myself am around 6'2" with shoes. That's like 190 centimeters. I weigh 83, 84 kilograms, and I play shooting guard mostly, or like, I mean, I do have a playstyle where I crash the boards a lot, I run a lot, I get a lot of rebounds, so I am kind of playing bigger than my size, but I'm not someone who can talk for someone who's like 100 kilograms plus or 7 feet plus. So I'm doing my best with recommendations, but of course guard-like shoes and guard-like playstyles are my expertise. I had someone comment that on the last video I did that it was actually nice for me to actually explain what position I play, so that the shoes I choose just have some more context in terms of what I like and what I think could be good for you. And now the last shoe I have on this list for power forwards is the Nike KD 18. I do enjoy them a lot, but I don't like them as much as the 17 and especially not as much as the 16. I absolutely love those. You can even see the pairs I have here in the background. Used to have way more. Those are the two I kept. The traction performance is solid, but also not the best on dustier courts. The cushioning setup is extremely comfortable. Two different setups, Air Strobel and Zoom Air. So a very comfortable ride, high off the ground as well. And the reason why I just don't like them as much as past KD models is because I think they're just made for a little bit of an older Kevin Durant. There's more cushioning, less court feel. Just overall more there from a material standpoint, from a support standpoint, which isn't bad, but it's just a little bit of a heavier shoe, a little bit of a more bottom heavy feel on foot as well. I wouldn't say clunky because that's not it, but they take longer to break in as well. And because there's just more materials, more padding, it's just a heavier feel on foot than past models. So that's why I didn't like them as much. Retail price is 160 euros or dollars. And now for senders, the first pair I want to mention is the Joker 2, the regular one. We talked about the GT already. This is the regular version. I absolutely love these as well. And as I said, I'm a shooting guard. They're awesome to play in. So damn comfortable, perfect for wide feet. And retail price is amazing. 130 euros at all is really low for such a good basketball shoe. Traction performance is also very good. A diamond-like pattern. You've got a good shank plate in there. And the lacing system is very unique for one. They also come with regular laces. I think they're in here, yes. So if you don't like that fluffy look of the laces, you can just swap them out. But the lacing system is very unique and adaptive and allows for a custom fit, which is always nice. And I also think it looks very cool with the fluffy laces. The materials are a mix of synthetic and canvas, so also very good and very good performing. Slightly heavier, and what's cool for these is that they come in a high version as well. So you can choose if you want a low top or a high top. From my experience, high tops don't necessarily have better ankle support, especially in a supportive shoe like the Joker 2. But if you just like that feel of the material around your ankle, of course, there's nothing against getting a high top. The next pair I have is same as last year, the Way of Weight 11. I just don't think that there are as many shoes that are that good for big guys. I thought about the GT Hustle 2. I thought about the GT Cut 4, maybe putting them for power forwards, but they're just not as good. I didn't like the LeBron 23, which have a lot of cushioning and support, so I just went back to the Way of Weight 11 because these have a lot of cushioning, regular boom, carbon fiber plate in the middle, in the middle here between two layers of boom. So a lot of support as well. Lacing system works, heel counter is great, materials keep your foot on the footbed. So overall just a very good basketball shoe. And what's great about these now is they used to be around 225, which is insane for a basketball shoe. But now as the Wave Weight 12 is out, you can get them for as low as 140 euros or dollars, and that's definitely a steal considering the amount of tech you get and if you like very supportive maximum cushioned shoes. And now the third pair for senders and the last pair of this video is going to be the Nike Kobe 3. That might sound weird, but they are extremely comfortable, have great supportive features, and they're one of the few Kobe pairs that is actually available and sitting on shelves. If you're wondering why I didn't put the Kobe 4, the Kobe 5, the Kobe 6, maybe the 8 or the 9, that's simply because they're just not available, and I don't want you paying, or you just shouldn't be paying 500, 600, 700 euros for a pair of basketball shoes, no matter how good they are, because they're simply better performers or performers that are just as good from other brands that you can get for way cheaper. The Kobe 9 is a pair I thought about. They're also very good. I love to play in them, and they're also kind of consistently available. So as I said, those pairs are really, really good. If you can get them for retail, of course do that. But if not, I wouldn't pay resale for them. The Kobe 3 is still sitting on shelves, and I absolutely love to play in them. I just don't play in games with high tops simply because they don't work with my ankle braces, the better guards. But if you like high tops, if you don't wear ankle braces, these are an amazing performer. Traction performance is really, really good. A very unique pattern, translucent outsole, so maybe not the best for outdoors. You have a carbon fiber shank plate, which provides great torsional support, and we have a full-length Zoom strobel cushioning setup, which is just so damn comfortable. And overall, the shoe is extremely padded. There's a lot of comfort, and the synthetic leather upper is kind of stiff at first, but breaks in very well. As you can see, it's already pretty soft. Keeps your foot on your footbed, hugs around your foot, just overall a really, really comfy, supportive, maximum cushioned ride. So that's why I think these are also a great pair for senders. With all that being said, that's all I have for you today. If you think I missed out any pairs, just let me know down below. Of course, I haven't tried every basketball shoe on the market, even though I try to get my hands on as many pairs as possible and test them out. If you liked the video, I'd really appreciate it if you could comment your thoughts down below. Just leave a comment for the algorithm as well. Leave a like on the video, and of course, subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any other reviews. Have a good one, and see you next time.